Have you ever felt like you're running in circles, trying to impress people who don't even care? Like, no matter what you do, there's always someone doubting, criticizing, or waiting for you to fail. Here's the truth: you're wasting your energy on the wrong game. The moment you stop seeking approval and start investing in yourself, everything changes. Your confidence shifts, your results multiply, and suddenly the same people who doubted you, they're left speechless. Today, we're cutting through distractions, breaking free from validation seeking, and diving into how you can build yourself up so powerfully that the world has no choice but to take notice. No more playing small, no more waiting for permission. It's time to focus on you. Most people are too focused on themselves to care about your struggles. They're wrapped up in their own problems, their own fears, their own insecurities. But here you are, constantly thinking about what they think of you. Does that even make sense? The people you're trying to impress aren't even paying attention. If you let their opinions control you, you'll never truly own your life. You'll spend your days making choices based on what others expect, instead of what actually matters to you. You'll hold back, you'll hesitate, you'll second guess every move. And for what? For people who will forget about you the second they scroll to the next thing. It's time to flip the script. When you stop chasing approval, you start building unshakable confidence. You stop waiting for permission. You stop explaining yourself. You start focusing on what truly matters: your growth, your goals, your success. And here's the best part: when you stop trying to impress them, you become someone they can't ignore. Your focus should be on your own path. Let your results speak for themselves. Build something so strong, so undeniable, that they have no choice but to take notice. Not because you sought their approval, but because you never needed it in the first place. Their insecurities project onto you. Their limitations aren't yours. The people who doubt you aren't seeing you. They're seeing their own fears, their own regrets, their own failures. That's why they criticize, that's why they question, that's why they try to pull you down. But that's not your weight to carry. You don't need to convince anyone. Your success will do that for you. You don't need to explain your dreams to people who don't believe in themselves. Stop wasting time justifying your ambitions. Just go and make them real. When you stop defending yourself, you reclaim your energy for growth. Every minute spent explaining, proving, or responding to doubters is a minute taken away from your own progress. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them laugh. Your job is not to change their minds. Your job is to become unstoppable. If they can steal your attention, they can steal your future. Distraction is the enemy of success. Every little thing that pulls you away from your work, your goals, your vision, it's stealing from you. Social media, gossip, comparison, none of it is helping you. Know your goals. Cut the noise. Build discipline. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who know what they want and refuse to let anything pull them off track. Every decision shapes who you become. Choose wisely. Do you scroll or do you build? Do you doubt or do you act? Every choice you make today is either bringing you closer to success or pulling you further away. Your future depends on what you focus on today. Most people cling to company even when it slows them down. They stay in circles that drain them, relationships that hold them back, conversations that lead nowhere. They fear being alone more than they fear being stuck. Greatness is built in isolation. Growth happens when you cut out distractions. The biggest breakthroughs come in the quiet moments. When no one is watching, when you're alone with your thoughts, your plans, your work. Silence isn't loneliness, it's clarity. When you stop surrounding yourself with noise, you start hearing your own voice. You start understanding your own direction. You start building something real. Walk alone if you must, but never walk backward. Trying to prove them wrong is still seeking their validation. The best way to prove people wrong: win so big that they can't ignore you. Not with words, not with arguments, but with results. No debates, no explanations, just proof that you made it. Let them question, let them doubt, let them assume you won't make it. Then show up, show out, and let your success answer every question. When you stop caring about proving a point, you free yourself to achieve greatness. You stop chasing approval. You stop reacting. You start building. They'll notice when it's too late to stop you. At first, no one will believe in you. That's okay. They don't need to, because their belief isn't what makes you successful. Your work does. Your consistency does. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? Confidence isn't given, it's built. And it starts with you deciding right now that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are going to make this happen no matter what. Discipline over motivation. Small wins over perfection. It's not about feeling ready, it's about showing up anyway. Doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Staying locked in, even when the results aren't immediate. Success is built in silence, long before anyone notices. The late nights, the extra effort, the unseen progress, that's where it happens. By the time they see it, you'll already be 10 steps ahead. You have two choices: keep living for others, or take control of your life. You can keep waiting for their approval, or you can take action right now, because waiting for them to believe in you, that's a game you'll never win. If you wait for approval, you'll wait forever. The people you're hoping will support you might never understand your vision, and that's okay, because your success was never meant to be built on their belief. Decide today. Focus on yourself. Grow. Elevate. Watch the world take notice, not because you needed them to see you, but because you never stopped building even when they didn't. From childhood, we're taught to prioritize others. We grow up believing that our worth is tied to how much we can please our family, fit in with friends, and prove ourselves to the world. We learn that approval is the goal and that making others happy means we are doing something right. But in trying to make everyone happy, we lose ourselves. We push our dreams aside, we ignore our own needs, and we shrink into a version of ourselves that's easier for others to accept. We stop asking what we want and start living for what others expect. What if the life you're living isn't even yours? What if the path you're on was never meant for you? The moment you stop living for others, you start truly living for yourself. That's when everything changes. Your goals, your happiness, your identity, they all fade when you put yourself last. You wake up feeling drained. You go through life feeling unseen. You give everything to others hoping they'll do the same for you, but they don't. And the worst part, no one even notices what you've lost. If you keep putting yourself second, life will treat you like you're second. The people around you will keep taking. The world will keep expecting, and you will keep feeling like you're never enough. Your dreams are like plants. Neglect them and they wither. Water them and they grow. You have a choice. Let your dreams die in the background of someone else's life, or give them the attention they deserve. Choosing yourself doesn't mean abandoning others. It means leading by example. It means showing the world what it looks like to value yourself. It means proving that you are worthy of the same love, energy, and effort you give to everyone else. When you grow, everything around you changes. Your mindset shifts. Your confidence builds. You start seeing possibilities instead of limits. You stop doubting yourself and start taking action. You move differently, think differently, and attract different results. Ironically, when you prioritize yourself, you become a better friend, partner, and leader. When you're fulfilled, you have more to give. When you respect yourself, others learn to respect you. When you show up as the best version of yourself, you inspire others to do the same. The strongest version of you is the one who stops waiting for permission. The version that takes control. The version that says, I deserve more. That's when you step into your power. The life you want starts when you stop waiting for approval. No one is coming to tell you it's your turn. No one is going to hand you the confidence you need. You have to decide that you are worth the effort. Set boundaries. Stop explaining. Invest in yourself without apology. Make yourself a priority, not an afterthought. Say no to things that drain you. Say yes to things that challenge and grow you. Choose yourself every single day without hesitation. Your time, your energy, your dreams, they matter. And starting today, they come first. Because if you don't put yourself first, who will? Decide right now. Will you keep living for others, or will you finally start living for yourself? You're worried about what they think, but the truth, they're too busy with their own struggles to care. You think they're watching your every move, waiting to judge, but in reality, they're wrapped up in their own world. They have their own insecurities, their own problems, their own fears. We believe people are watching us closely, but in reality, they're focused on themselves. This is called the spotlight effect, where you think every little mistake, every misstep, every failure is being noticed by the world. But ask yourself this. How much time do you spend thinking about someone else's failures? Exactly. You barely remember what others did wrong last week, let alone last year. And if you don't remember, why do you assume they remember yours? Once you realize their opinions hold no weight, you take back control of your life. You stop overthinking. You stop doubting yourself. You stop making decisions based on the imaginary audience in your head. And when you stop worrying about what they think, you finally have space to focus on what actually matters: your growth, your success, your happiness. People attack what they don't understand. They fear what challenges their own limitations. That's why they judge. That's why they doubt. It's not because you're wrong, it's because your ambition reminds them of everything they never had the courage to chase. Their doubts aren't about you, they're about their own insecurities. They project their fears onto you. They see you taking risks, stepping up, doing something different, and it makes them uncomfortable. It forces them to look at their own life and ask, why didn't I do that? And instead of facing that question, it's easier to bring you down. Never let someone else's fears become your reality. Just because they don't believe in themselves doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in you. Their doubts don't define you. Their fear doesn't limit you. Their opinion holds no power unless you give it power. They see a caged bird and expect you to stay trapped too. But you were built to fly. Some people will never understand what it's like to chase something bigger. They've clipped their own wings. But you are not meant to stay small. You are not meant to live in their cage. You are meant to break free, rise higher, and never look back. No one truly listens when they've already made up their mind. Some people will doubt you no matter what you say. You could explain your dreams 100 times and they still won't believe in you. Not because you're wrong, but because they don't have the capacity to understand what you're building. You don't need approval, you need results. Words won't convince them, but success will. You don't need to waste time arguing, debating, or proving anything to anyone. Just show up, put in the work. Let your actions be the proof. Say nothing. Work harder. Let your success make the statement. Let them laugh now, let them doubt now, let them talk now. But when you win, when you rise, when you become everything they never expected, that's when they'll understand. That's when they'll stop questioning. They don't need to understand your journey. They'll understand your results. And by the time they do, you won't even care about their opinion anymore, because you'll be too busy living the life they never thought was possible. When you stop reacting, you stop giving them power. Every time you explain, justify, or argue, you're handing them control over your emotions. You're letting them dictate how you feel, how you act, how you see yourself. But what if you stopped? What if you just let them talk while you kept building? Silence confuses them. It makes them question everything. When you don't respond, they don't know what to do. They expect you to react, to defend, to fight back. But when you say nothing, when you just keep moving forward, that's when they start doubting themselves. Shift your energy from proving them wrong to proving yourself right. Don't waste another second explaining yourself to people who will never understand. Instead, invest that energy into yourself, your growth, your dreams, your future. One day they'll wonder how you did it, but by then you won't even care. Because while they were talking, you were building. While they were doubting, you were rising. And by the time they realize what you've become, you'll be too far ahead for their opinions to matter. Your mind isn't weak, it's just overwhelmed. Every day you wake up with the best intentions, thinking you'll be productive, that today will be different. But then the distractions start. Your phone lights up with messages, social media feeds pull you in, a conversation distracts you, and before you know it, another day slips by without real progress. Social media, gossip, comparison, small distractions with massive consequences. You don't notice it at first. 5 minutes scrolling turns into an hour. A quick conversation turns into an unproductive day. A single distraction pulls you off track, and suddenly you're stuck in the same cycle, wasting time on things that don't matter while your goals collect dust. Your focus is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it weakens. And if you're not careful, distractions will take control of your life. You'll start something important, only to lose focus halfway through. You'll set goals but never see them through. The things that matter will always take a back seat to the noise around you. Recognizing distractions is the first step to taking back control. You can't fix what you don't see. You need to become aware of the things stealing your time and energy, because if you don't, they'll keep controlling you. And if you keep letting them win, where will you be a year from now? Vague intentions lead to vague results. Define what you're working toward. You can't hit a target you can't see. If you wake up every day without a clear goal, you'll waste hours doing things that feel productive but lead nowhere. Set clear, specific goals. Know exactly what you need to do and why it matters. Not every notification, text, or headline deserves your attention. The world is full of distractions designed to keep you hooked. If you don't control your attention, something else will. Stop reacting to every message, every call, every unnecessary conversation. Learn to ignore what doesn't serve you. Who and what you surround yourself with determines your mental clarity. Your environment either sharpens your focus or destroys it. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, noise, and distractions, your mind will never be clear. Choose wisely. Spend time in places and with people that push you forward, not hold you back. If it's not helping you grow, it's pulling you down. There's no in between. Either something adds to your focus or it takes from it. Cut the things that don't make you better. Protect your mind like your future depends on it, because it does. It's not about intelligence, it's about consistency. The most successful people aren't the smartest. They're the most disciplined. They know how to show up every day even when they don't feel like it. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. Excuses feel good in the moment. Results feel better in the long run. Skipping one day, one task, one workout might seem harmless, but over time those small decisions add up. Discipline isn't about making one big change. It's about making the right choice over and over again. The choice to wake up early, say no to distractions, and commit to your work, it all adds up. The little things matter. The way you spend your time, the way you control your focus, the way you handle small decisions, these are what shape your future. Discipline isn't something you have. It's something you build, one decision at a time. And every single choice is an opportunity to get better or stay the same. Which one will you make? Your ability to focus today determines the opportunities you'll have tomorrow. The difference between the life you have and the life you want comes down to what you choose to focus on. Every minute you waste on distractions is a minute stolen from your future. If you stayed focused every day for the next year, how different would your life look? Picture it. Imagine what you could accomplish if you blocked out the noise, stayed consistent, and refused to give your time to things that don't matter. That version of you? It's possible. But only if you make the decision to focus now. Make the commitment. Strengthen your mind. Train yourself to focus relentlessly. No more letting distractions steal your future. No more settling for less than what you're capable of. It's time to take control. A distracted mind leads to an average life. A focused mind, that's unstoppable. Choose wisely. Since childhood, we're taught that being alone means being left behind. We grow up believing that solitude is something to fear, that if we're not constantly surrounded by people, we're somehow failing. Society conditions us to think that success means having a crowd, that validation comes from being accepted, that if you're walking alone, you must be doing something wrong. But what if staying surrounded by the wrong people is holding you back? What if the noise, the distractions, the constant opinions are keeping you from hearing your own voice? Being around people who don't inspire you, who don't push you forward, who don't align with your vision isn't strength. It's a slow death of your potential. Would you rather walk alone toward greatness or stay comfortable in mediocrity? That's the real question. Do you want to keep playing it safe, staying in circles that keep you stuck? Or are you willing to take the uncomfortable step of walking your own path, even if no one follows? Solitude isn't loneliness, it's power. When you learn to stand alone, you become unshakable. You don't need approval. You don't need permission. You move differently, think differently, and grow at a level most people will never experience. The strongest people in the world, they didn't wait for company, they built themselves in silence. Distractions, opinions, expectations, these cloud your vision. Every time you let someone else's voice be louder than your own, you lose a part of yourself. You start making decisions based on what they think, not what you want. You hesitate, you second guess, you shrink yourself to fit in, and before you know it, you've lost sight of who you were meant to be. When you step away, you finally hear your own thoughts. You start to see what really matters. You stop seeking approval and start chasing purpose. You stop worrying about fitting in and start focusing on leveling up. Alone time isn't empty, it's full of the answers you've been searching for. Diamonds are formed under pressure, not in a crowd. The greatest breakthroughs, the biggest growth, the deepest self-discovery happens when you're alone. Not in the noise, not in the validation, but in the quiet moments where you face yourself, push yourself, and build yourself into something greater. Every great transformation starts in moments of solitude. The most successful people in history, they didn't find their strength in a crowd. They found it in isolation, in the moments where they had to trust themselves when no one else believed. If you can learn to do the same, you will become unstoppable. Most people waste their alone time. They drown in self-doubt instead of using it to grow. They scroll, they distract themselves, they avoid sitting with their thoughts because they're afraid of what they might find. They fear the silence, so they run from it. But what if you use that time differently? Read, reflect, build, invest in your future while no one is watching. Use your alone time to grow in ways others won't. Learn a new skill. Challenge yourself, set goals, and actually stick to them. If you waste your solitude, you waste the greatest opportunity you'll ever have to become the person you were meant to be. If you can't thrive alone, you'll always depend on others for your confidence. You'll always need someone to tell you you're doing okay. You'll always look outside yourself for reassurance. But when you master solitude, you don't need permission to be great. You just become it. The best version of you is built in the quiet moments, not in the noise, not in the crowd, but in the hours no one sees, in the work no one praises, in the sacrifices no one acknowledges. That's where strength is built. That's where you separate yourself from the rest. Growth requires distance. Not everyone can come with you. Some people will fall away. Some relationships will end. Some people won't understand why you've changed. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to walk your path with you. Some will try to hold you back, not because they want to harm you, but because your growth reminds them of their stagnation. Trust that solitude is shaping you into someone unstoppable. Every step you take alone is a step toward your highest potential. Every decision to put yourself first is a decision to elevate. The time you spend building in silence is the foundation for a future most people can only dream of. Stop fearing the silence. Start using it as your greatest weapon. Instead of avoiding being alone, embrace it. Instead of feeling lost, take it as an opportunity to discover yourself. Instead of waiting for company, start leading the way. One day, the same people who doubted you will wish they had walked alone too. They will look at you, at the success you've built, at the strength you've developed, and wonder how you did it. And by then, you won't need their understanding, because you'll know that every step alone was worth it. Trying to prove them wrong means you're still seeking their approval. Every time you focus on revenge, every time you try to show them what they missed, you're still making them the center of your story. you're still letting them control your actions, your emotions, your energy. That's not power, that's dependence. The more time you spend on revenge, the less time you spend on growth. While you're busy looking back, the world is moving forward. While you're caught up in proving a point, you're missing opportunities to level up. Every second spent thinking about them is a second stolen from your own progress. Do you really want to waste energy on people who never believed in you? They've already doubted you once. They've already dismissed you. So why give them the satisfaction of knowing they still have a hold on your mind? Why let them live rent-free in your thoughts when you should be focused on building something they can't ignore? The best revenge isn't proving them wrong, it's proving yourself right. It's moving so far ahead that by the time they realize what you've done, their opinions don't even matter. It's becoming so focused, so successful, so unstoppable that their doubts turn into silence. Arguing won't change their minds, but undeniable success, that's impossible to ignore. You don't need long explanations, you don't need debates, you don't need to waste words trying to convince people who never saw your worth in the first place. The only thing that changes opinions is results. No debates, no explanations, just proof that you made it. Let them wonder how you did it. Let them question why they ever doubted you. Let them sit in the discomfort of realizing they were wrong. And let your success be the only answer they get. Success is like a storm. You don't need to announce it. It speaks for itself. You don't see a hurricane sending invitations before it arrives. It just shows up and changes everything. That's the kind of success you should aim for. The kind that doesn't need an introduction. The kind that makes an impact so powerful no one can ignore it. Your focus should be on winning, not on those watching. Stop thinking about who's paying attention. Stop wondering if they notice your progress. Your job isn't to impress them. Your job is to build something so strong, so undeniable that by the time they see it, you don't even care what they think. They don't waste time on haters. They invest time in mastery. The greats, the ones who actually change the game, don't waste energy on proving themselves to doubters. They put their heads down. They do the work. They become so good at what they do that recognition is inevitable. Focus on your craft. Stay locked in, keep leveling up. The formula is simple: work when no one is watching, improve when no one believes in you, and keep moving forward no matter who doubts you. Success isn't about proving anyone wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you were always capable. While they're busy doubting you, be busy outworking them. While they're talking, work in silence. While they're questioning, build something solid. They can laugh now, but they won't laugh when they see what you've built. They won't have anything to say when your results speak louder than their doubts. At first they ignore you, then they mock you, then they watch in disbelief. This is how it always happens. The ones who doubted you first will be the ones watching the hardest when you start winning. But by then their opinions will be meaningless. By the time they regret doubting you, you'll have moved on. The moment will come when they try to understand how you did it, when they finally see what you've built. But by that time you won't be looking back. You won't be searching for their approval. You'll be too busy creating something even bigger. Stop looking back. Stop explaining. Just keep building. Every time you waste energy on their doubts, you delay your own progress. The only way to win is to stop playing their game. Forget the past. Forget proving a point. Focus on creating a future so powerful that nothing else matters. Make success so loud that you don't even hear the noise anymore. When you've built something unshakable, when you've reached a level they never expected, their words will be nothing but background noise. And at that point you'll realize winning was never about them. It was always about you. No one claps for you at the start. They only notice when you win. When you're just beginning, when you're struggling, when you're putting in the effort but have no results to show for it, nobody cares. Nobody believes. And that's the hardest part. They don't see your vision. They can only judge what exists today. People can only understand what's right in front of them. They can't see the long nights, the sacrifices, the hours of work that go unnoticed. They don't believe because they haven't seen proof yet. But that doesn't mean you stop. Will you let their disbelief stop you or fuel you? That's the real question. Are you going to let doubt break you, or will you use it as fire to push harder, to go further, to keep moving even when no one understands? Success isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about knowing deep down that you're capable even when no one else sees it yet. Because eventually they will, and by then their belief won't even matter. People follow conviction. If you hesitate, they'll doubt. Nobody backs someone who isn't sure of themselves. If you second guess, if you act like you're not certain, others will pick up on that energy. They'll mirror your hesitation. But when you stand firm in your belief, when you carry yourself with certainty, people take notice. Think of belief like a fire. If you don't ignite it, no one else will. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. You have to be the one to light the spark. You have to be the one to decide that your dreams are worth pursuing, even if you're the only one who sees it right now. Stop looking for external validation. Give yourself permission to succeed. Too many people wait for someone to tell them it's okay to chase their dreams, okay to take risks, okay to aim higher. But what if no one ever gives you that approval? What if you had to give it to yourself? Because that's the truth. If you want to succeed, you have to stop waiting for someone to tell you it's possible and start acting like it already is. Self-belief isn't a feeling, it's a decision. You don't have to feel confident every day. You just have to decide that no matter what happens, you will keep going. Because confidence isn't built from comfort, it's built from action. You won't feel inspired every day. That's why discipline matters. If you rely on motivation, you will fail. Motivation fades. Some days you'll wake up energized, ready to work. Other days you'll feel tired, distracted, unmotivated. Those are the days that separate those who succeed from those who don't. Progress isn't made in one big leap. It's built through daily habits. You don't get strong from going to the gym once. You don't master a skill from trying it a few times. Success isn't a one-time event. It's the result of showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Set non-negotiable habits. Show up even when no one is watching. Make a commitment to yourself. Whether it's waking up early, reading, practicing your craft, putting in extra hours, make it a non-negotiable. Do it whether you feel like it or not. Because in the end, discipline is the difference between dreamers and achievers. The late nights, the extra effort, the quiet commitment, that's where success is made. Most people only see the end result. They see the highlight reel. They see the wins, the accomplishments, the recognition, but they don't see the grind. They don't see the early mornings, the sacrifices, the silent struggles. They want instant results. They don't trust the process. That's why most people quit. They expect success to come quickly. They put in the work for a little while, but when they don't see immediate results, they stop. They think it's not working, but success isn't instant. It's built over time. Be different. Stay patient. Keep going when no one believes. The ones who keep going, who keep working in silence, who stay consistent even when it seems like nothing is happening, those are the ones who make it. Because by the time they recognize your success, you won't need their approval anymore. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to give you permission. If you're waiting for someone to come along and hand you success, it's not going to happen. If you're waiting for someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself, you will be waiting forever. You can stay stuck, waiting for validation, or you can create your own success. The power is in your hands. Every single day, you have a choice. You can keep doubting, keep hesitating, keep waiting for the right moment, or you can start now, exactly where you are, with exactly what you have. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because time won't wait. Every second you spend waiting is a second you could be using to build your future. You'll waste years trying to impress people who don't even matter. If you spend your life chasing approval, you will never be free. There will always be someone who doubts you, someone who questions you, someone who doesn't believe, but their disbelief has nothing to do with your potential. A lion doesn't ask permission to roar, it just does. The strongest people don't wait for approval. They don't ask if they're good enough. They don't seek permission. They decide who they are, and they act on it. Your life changes when you stop asking for permission to succeed. The moment you realize you don't need anyone's belief but your own, that's the moment everything shifts. You put in the work. You stay consistent. You level up in silence. No more waiting. No more second guessing. Just daily action, daily progress, daily growth. Success isn't about being seen. It's about becoming undeniable. You don't have to announce what you're doing. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just do the work, and eventually the results will speak for themselves. So ask yourself, will you keep waiting for the world to believe in you, or will you decide right now that you don't need their approval to succeed?